Hi everyone, Violet here, and I thought today I would give you a bit of a look into all of the supplies that I'm using currently for tea leaf reading, which if you've been following my live streams, it is like my newfound love. I have never taken to a method of divination quite so I don't even know if it's quickly or necessarily, it's like passionately. I feel like I've just like locked into this. It feels so good. It feels so aligned with me and so right. So I wanted to show you what I am using. So this is a fortune teller's teacup. A fortune teller's teacup has symbols within it, and you can find all sorts of different kinds. You can find ones with like tarot cards. You can find ones with traditional sort of tea leaf symbols. This one is Witch's Runes. It's a Witch's Runes set. And this is in a Tea with Karen teacup. There we go. Upright. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. The saucer's kind of funny. It says witch on it. But you can also just use a blank teacup. You know, if you're doing that, you really look at the position of the tea leaves and what you see in it. The handle represents the heart. You can think of this also as a timeline, like a clock, starting with the handle, going around. You could imagine going for a year or, you know, a month, whatever timeline. Things on the rim of the cup are things that are closer to you, like imagine you're sipping the cup. Things down at the bottom are more so the further future, further away. You know, things that move away from the handle if you're looking clockwise. That's like things that are perhaps are leaving, things that are moving closer to you. So those are some ways that you can use just like a regular teacup. You really want one that bows out in a similar way as this cup so that you can really look in and see it. It's not too deep. It's not too like curved or like fluted, I think is the word. Something like this works perfectly. So with the fortune teller's cup, you notice what tea leaves land on which image, and that can tell you something. And then I kind of like to combine the two. I like to look for images within the tea leaves, look at their positioning in the cup, see which ones are touching different symbols, or maybe look like they're moving towards a symbol, that kind of a thing. And for me, it's been a really like powerful way to read. So I've really enjoyed this cup. So this is a Tea with Karen cup. It came with a spoon and the saucer, and I really do recommend her cups. They're on Etsy. I'll put a link. I don't have an affiliate link. Apparently Etsy thinks my content is religious, which is interesting. But I will link her stuff because I really appreciate her work, and she seems very nice. It came with a free tea leaf reading course, which was super helpful. But I like that her process of putting the images in the cup, they aren't going to scratch off. They're totally there, ready for like durability, and they're absolutely non-toxic. There's no issue with lead or other harmful chemicals. I do recommend still testing the teacup because I'm not very trusting of teacups that they're totally fine, but I did test this one and it was absolutely fine. So I will say that I trust Tea with Karen's method more than anything else I've seen online. Highly recommend. So when you're using tea for your tea leaf reading, I got this just like at the bulk store, so I'll show you what I have. Okay. You want to use loose leaf tea, not from a tea bag because that's ground too finely, although I'm sure you'll be able to like find a way to read it. But tea like this has, you know, full leaves that when the hot water sits with it for a little bit, they swell and they make really interesting images. So you're going to want to use, I'll show you what it looks like in the cup. You can see there's kind of a variety of like sizes of leaves. This is just like an organic green tea. You can use whatever tea you most like. I've even used some with flower petals. It does work, but like I said, you want a little bit more body in the tea than just like the ground leaves. So that is something to keep in mind. And yeah, like I said, you know, you can find courses or how-tos online, or maybe I'll make one about like how to actually read the cup. And for supplementation with the reading, I decided I wanted to get some tea leaf reading cards. So I'll show you this one first. Let me get the box for it. This is like the typical tea leaf reading fortune cards that you see online. And I'll link these. They're available on Amazon or wherever. I mean, they're really like the ones that came up. But it comes with a ton. Look how many circular cards. Like, I can't really imagine shuffling these. So what I did is I put them in a big bag. I think it actually came with this bag. And if I need some extra guidance, what I'm gonna do is just like pull out a card and see what it is. Hey, look, we've got the cup. And it has a little, you know, a clue as to what it might mean. And this is filled with symbols that are typical that you might see when reading a cup, which is kind of helpful to see actually, you know, if you're just getting started, to learn about like some typical symbols that you might see within the cup and what that might mean. There are some symbols in here and some things that I like totally didn't resonate with, but I just took them out of the set because there are so many already. What am I doing? I'm trying to like turn them over so they match. It's really going to be just like I feel around and I draw one. So that's how I'm using those. But like I said, I didn't resonate with every one. Some of them I was thinking, I really wouldn't want to draw that card for someone. I just don't feel it. So I got rid of those. And I was thinking like, you know, maybe I want to find some other possibility of tea leaf reading cards. So I actually went back to Tea with Karen because I loved her Etsy shop so much. And I got this oracle deck. It's a tea leaf reading oracle deck. And we're gonna unbox it together today, actually. It's Alice in Wonderland themed. I love it so much. Look at this bag, a cute little charm. And it came with this book. So every card has a full page with keywords, some general, and if it relates to relationships, career, financial, which I feel like so many readings fall under those categories. So I think that this is gonna be a really useful little deck. But let's take a look at the cards. Like I said, I'm unboxing it with you, so here they are. They're also nice and cute and small. I just imagine, you know, having some like small cards to go along with, a card, to go along with the cup, you know? So this is really nice. Like if I have the cup in a screen or in a photo, if I'm doing a reading for someone like off of Etsy, then I can have the cards easily in the shot as well. So yeah, we'll just kind of take a look through here. It looks like we also have some like typical tea leaf symbols, but they're also using this like Alice in Wonderland inspired illustrations. Camel. See, like some of these, like I don't think, unless I'm wrong, like maybe there is a camel in Alice in Wonderland, let me know. But see, there's the cat. But I think it's a nice mix. And that's what when I got this, that's what I was thinking of, using Alice in Wonderland type symbols, but also the symbols that are commonly found in cups. Especially because think about the Mad Hatter Tea Party in Alice in Wonderland. It just seems so fitting. I have a good friend, Priestess of Wonderland, who might like these cards. Look at that house. That's so fun. So yeah, we're just kind of glancing through these. But so far, that has been what I've found for tea leaf reading. I think something else I want to mention here is to have something kind of like a pointer if you're doing this live or in person. I've actually just been using the spoon. The spoon came with a cup, and like pointing to the different symbols and what I see. This side has a little crystal on it, so perhaps that could be like a pointer, but that seems really useful as well. I also have my teapot that I use to brew the tea, and then I pour it into the cup. But you can also just put a pinch of tea leaves into the cup itself and use that. I think it's usually about like a teaspoon. You want to use about a teaspoon of tea leaves in a kettle. Oh, look at that mushroom. And swirl it around so that the tea leaves actually come out through the spout. Or if you're using a single teacup and just putting the leaves straight in, using about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Oh, these are so cute. They're so pretty. I want to go through them all. Look at that tree. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of all of these various supplies, if tea leaf reading is something that you are interested in or something that you've thought about trying or maybe have tried, or maybe you just do it. Let me know if you have any advice as well if you're a fellow tea leaf reader. There's the eagle. Once I get to the bottom of this deck, we're gonna do a little, there's a welcome to the deck. So that's probably where we started. Yeah. We're gonna do a little shuffle of the cards and see how they feel just as like a deck. They're great. I love them. So I think out of the two, this one's my favorite. Let me know in the comments what you think. And thank you so much for joining me today, and cheers. I'll see you soon. Bye.